When launching into new Amazon FBA marketplaces, you need to understand the importance of listing optimization. In this video, our guest Omar Angri from Margin Business shares the first steps to get your listings ready for different marketplaces. And if you need help to translate and optimize your product listings, check the link below to Margin Business website. They might able to help you. And I want to mention that this video is hosted by LISETT LEES. She works with different Amazon brands, and as always, if you like content we create, click the like button below and subscribe to our channel.
Hi Omar, I'm really happy to have you here on Orange Klik channel today to talk about one really important topic, which is localization and micro-optimizing product listings for different marketplaces. But before we go into the discussion part, could you please introduce yourself and tell us what you do in the Amazon space?
Okay, thanks for having me, Lisette. My name is Omar. I'm the director of Margin Business, as well the co-founder. And yeah, what I'm doing is I'm helping Amazon sellers to sell more. It's very simple. I'm helping them with with optimization, listing optimization. We talk about the whole listing. We talk about A+, we talk about the pictures, we talk about text, just to make it very quick and global. And as well translations, localized translations, which is very important for us to mention the localized. And put this all together in a picture. You have the whole listing. This is the main focus point what we have for optimizing and to help Amazon sellers.
Okay, very good. So I guess today's topic is really interesting for the sellers who already are selling on different marketplaces, but also for the sellers who are now thinking of expanding to new markets. So generally speaking, what do you think, what's the most difficult part of expanding to a new marketplace? Is it this localization part and translating the listings and optimizing it according to the country?
Yes, I think so. The thing is, if, for example, US listings being moved into Europe, most of the companies just don't care. They just throw it out there. They leave the pictures from the US, they leave the A+ from the US, and they leave the text as well, and this get auto-translated, which sounds terrible. Although Google Translate is already good, but it never can reach human, really like the human touch, and as well the slang words, the exact words from the country, especially for Europe, because everywhere there is other languages. Even other regions within the countries, but we cannot go so far, but one day maybe we can. And so this is, I think it's the most important part as well. When you move your listing, there is other locations like the UAE or Saudi. You really have to adapt to the country, to the language, as well for the visual, to the photos, the A+ content, the visual. We have the opportunity here in Europe that we can change the A+ content according to the country as well, which is, I think, nobody actually doing. But I would really recommend this as well, because this is as well localization. If you really adapt to your customer, you definitely sell more.
Okay, so what would be the first steps? Let's say I'm a US seller and I really want to expand to German marketplace. So how can I start the process of localizing and optimizing? Because now I already know that I shouldn't use Google Translate just to copy paste my text. So what are the exact steps, and also what are the main elements to localize?
First, I would do a competitor analysis if it makes sense to move into the market, because there are categories in Europe which are not such big as for the US. So analyze your competition, do a keyword research, check which keywords are good. Just keep this aside. Then you should translate your listings, do the photos as well if necessary, because some US companies are really good what they do. They are very global, and as well, depending on the product. If the product is something which makes a lot of noise, the Americans are very good for marketing for the visual that makes noise. I think this is fine. But when there's products which are in the European Union, for example, Germany or France, if they are very particular for that region, you should really think about changing your pictures and changing as well the A+ content according to the country. Unfortunately, we cannot change the 9 pictures on the side of the listing, but we can change the A+ content.
Okay, so my question is, you mentioned keyword research. So how a US seller could do keyword research in German? Are there any tips you can share, or is this something they definitely need to hire some help for?
My advice is always to hire somebody to get some help. Somebody who has marketing knowledge, somebody who has the local knowledge of the country. Because the thing is nowadays, as everyone knows, when you go on the first website, on the first page of Amazon, most of the times there's foreign sellers, even in the countries like Germany or France, even in the US, there is foreign sellers, maybe Chinese sellers, maybe sellers from other countries, and they are not adapted to the language. So what is happening is that they choose some keywords they have in their listings and they bet PPC on it, for example. And unfortunately, they get ranked as well. And then you have some strange sounding keywords on the first page, which then when a US seller comes, he says, look, they rank for that. Yeah, we take it as well in the listing. And suddenly you have a bunch of people who just rank with wrong keywords. So what we do, we go deeper, we check these keywords. Obviously, we know that they're not adapted to the language. And then we get some other keywords out which they don't have in their listings. So we rank without any effort. They spending the money, but we can rank this organically and with time and more stabilized. Because when other sellers are trying to get a grip, then they're going to spend a lot of money in PPC. They're going to give giveaways. Now it's not allowed anymore, like in the way it was before, but they really spend a lot, and we can really organically rank little by little with keywords. For example, in Europe, the keywords are a little bit less than in the US. So if you have, for example, 500 search for people who search this keyword 500 times a month, it's already okay. So you just take it, even if they don't have it, then it's even better for you, because at least you have 500 people who really will look at this product and might even buy it.
Okay, very good. So the first step is the keyword research and also to analyze the competitors. So what's next?
Next, yeah, like I said, looking at the listing, translate the listing, adapting it together with PPC. If you have in-house PPC, good for you. If you don't, I strongly recommend to hire somebody, not just somebody who just like that, a freelancer, maybe a team or something who have knowledge of this item and of the specific market, and as well with the language, so you can work together. So if you have PPC in-house, then it's perfect. After this, I would look at the pictures. Do the pictures make sense? What do others do? Is there anything to change? We can see as well, for example, from the A+, because there is a lot to do. There is text, there is everything. So if you look at the whole aspect, this would be the next step. And as well, at the same time, you should look at reviews. Do the reviews make sense in all of the countries? According to this, you can as well adapt it to to A+, and then change the whole listing as well according to this. After you looked at this at these whole steps and you have done everything right, then I would either you have somebody in-house who can send traffic to your listing, or you need to hire somebody. There are companies out there who are doing that, and this is a super important part as well, because you can have the most beautiful listing, everything is done, even the keywords. Okay, you will sell. That's no question, but we want to scale. We don't just want to sell. We do this to make money. We don't do this for the glory, So it's really important to follow these steps and to make this perfect. Because the problem, what I see nowadays, is that when sellers come in, they are already on a budget, So if they put the listing up, they're on a budget, then they won't sell, because your storefront is the most important thing what you do. When you have a store and your store looks like, there is dust everywhere and there's things thrown in, people won't buy from you. They just walk by and say, oh no, I don't like this store, So, but if there is somebody outside and giving prospects and give I don't talk about 10% off or something, like really like motivating people, and you see the store is shiny and it's nice and everything is brilliant, and you come there, you just want to buy, even if you get from outside traffic, you don't even know that product, you search for this product, but you don't know the seller, you will go to that seller because he knows what he's talking about,
Mm-hmm.
So these are the most important points for me.
Okay, so based on your experience, I was listening to what you say. What do you think? What's the biggest problem as of now for sellers? Is it getting traffic, or is it converting if they haven't done a proper localization of their listing?
I would say it's the conversion because they didn't do their listing properly. They can have as much traffic as they want if the listing as well, it's as well from the other side to the other side, vice versa. You know, if you don't have enough, there is enough. If you have enough traffic to go to the listing, if it's not localized, you will not sell, and the other way around as well. So everything needs to be like in harmony. You know, investment needs to be done. If you do it for traffic or if you do it for listing, that needs to be a whole thing. You need to invest. As you invest in your product, a good product, as you invest in your listing, it's really important. So every single aspect works together on this. Yes.
Okay, very good. So can you bring us some examples by some main countries, let's say main European countries, for example, Germany, like some general tips to follow that a lot of sellers usually go against with? Perhaps there is something regarding to the culture or regarding to the language that sellers could keep in mind.
Okay, I like to bring up one example. It's protein. I like protein a lot, so I buy protein a lot on Amazon as well. I will not say which brand now, but I have two brands in mind, which in Germany especially. There's one brand called GNC. I'm not sure if you know them. I like to bring them up, and I brought them up a lot, and I will keep bringing them up until they come back and tell, please help me, because it's horrible, you know. So their listing comes, okay, I look at it, it's protein. GNC is a world-known brand. They do a lot of things, you know. They have brilliant marketing in Asia and in the US as well. They comes to Europe, they just, you know, copy paste their listing into there. They have one picture, A+ content, looks like a machine done it. And you know, they have like maybe 2,000 reviews or something, but it will not help them because it's from the US, these reviews. People know that in Germany. So they will go and check the reviews, and they're all in English. So I mean, it won't stop that there's a little bit of sales. That's you know, there will be sales, and they might sell 30, 40 products a month, but it's nothing for a company like GNC. I compare it always with one brand which is called On Nutrition, and they, for example, they make about 400,000 per month in the German market. So if you put them both together, GNC is even heavier than this On Nutrition. And this is an example, for example, in the German market, that if you don't use proper keywords, and even the On Nutrition don't use the 100% keywords, but he's better, he has a good translation, and they have very, very good photos. So when you look at it, you say like, wow, that's chocolate. I want to jump into the chocolate, you know, this is me, you know, I'm training, I'm feeling good. But the other one is like, you look like a medical product, you know, I don't want to take medical products. It's white, it's not nice. And as well, their copy is terrible. So there is no keywords in there. The text is not good. This is really the most important part of all of this, because big brands, especially from the US, think like, yeah, because we're big, we can just throw the listing out there. Maybe 10 years ago it was like that, you know, but now it's not like that anymore. People have to invest in their listing, and I know they have a budget, you know, and many people have the budget, but they want to spend it, for example, on Google ads or on other things, you know, where they think old school mindset, where they think they can make more. But when it comes to Amazon, they really have to invest in the listing instead of throwing it all into PPC or all into Google ads. So this is the main point. What I see, for example, in the European market, that you really have to scroll down. And there is as well one sentence which many people as well know, which they always bring up, is buy now. Buy now. You know, it's like, you cannot. Germans don't, for example, Germans don't like to be sold to. You know, they like to feel like they've done this decision themselves. If they be persuaded, okay, you know, then if they don't really feel it, then they feel good. But if they forced, then they back out. So this is one main point for Germany.
Okay, very nice. So do you have any examples for some other marketplaces?
I have, for example, for Spain. For Spain, they are more relaxed. So you can be a little bit more open for Spanish and Italian as well. by looking at reviews, you can see this very nicely how it differentiates the opinion between, for example, the German marketplace, the Italian marketplace, and the Spanish marketplace. And then you have as well the Dutch marketplace, which is as well bit similar to the German one. And unfortunately, Sweden and the Poland marketplace is not yet really 100% established. But down there in the south, you can see a very smooth picture of listings, which need to be optimized as well, because they don't speak any language at all. So you really have to be very, very focused on their culture. So you can really, we really need to go deep as well with them, because it's the complete opposite of German, for example. So yeah, this is what I would say for the southern markets, southern European markets.
So did I understand correctly that you meant that, for example, in Italy and Spain, they often don't speak English as fluently as, for example, Germans are? So,
Yes.
For example, if on Germany you use English words, then most probably a lot of customers will understand you. But if you do the same in Spain, then they probably won't understand you, right?
Yes, because in Germany, for example, there is a lot of words which are used in the everyday language, which are English. That's why you find sometimes in the listings as well English words, which in France, Spain, and Italy don't have at all. So I'm just giving you an example. For example, French, they love their own products. So if you somewhere in the listing have it's Chinese seller, or your product is made in China, which a lot of products are nowadays, people would back out a little bit. So if you want to sell in France or in Spain, even Italy, they love their own brands, and they have their own brands. They have baby brands. They have very famous baby brands. They have shoe brands. France has plenty of house-made, in-house, in France made products, from clothings to everyday products, which are a bit more expensive, but people still will opt for this product if they see made in France than, for example, a foreign product. So yeah, this is my advice. If you sell in these three markets as well, make sure they are from France. Even if it's made in Germany, they like Germany, but they like their French products, And Germany is more tend to accept anything which comes from. When they see China as well, they're a bit doubtful, but US is always good for them, and yeah, China as well. But like I said, it's you should not put it in front of your listing, which it will come at some point that you will have to put where it's made into the listing as well.
Okay, very nice. So thanks a lot for sharing those examples about copywriting for different marketplaces. But I wanted to ask also about images. Do you have any examples how to, for example, tailor the A+ images or A+ part? Let's say also if you are a US seller and want to expand to Europe. So are there any like general rules to follow, or perhaps you have also some examples by the marketplaces?
I would not say that it's like general rules, but for the European marketplace, for example, the Americans, like I said, they are very like giants, their marketing is very, very big. Some people will feel like, whoa, it's too much, but I personally like it, but it's not, we should never go like how you like it, but the thing is, in Germany or in Europe, everything is a little bit more decent, If you look, for example, I'm just giving again the example of protein. Protein goes through, you can have this bulky listing, this good A+ content, nice people who work out, drink the shake. This is something good. But when we come, for example, when it comes to baby, for example, Europe tend to be very eco-friendly. So it would be great to have a very normal looking mother, a very nice, if you sell a toy, for example, that you have a nice wooden toy on the pictures as well, and not too bulky, have a nice baby, but not too perfect. So yeah, this is the little things what I would say in Europe make a lot of sense, because you really have to go really deep into the customer culture. That's why the localization is so important.
Okay. So to sum this up, I wanted to ask, do you have any tips for sellers if they would like to learn more about certain country, let's say about Germany, to learn more about the culture or how they should display their items? Perhaps you have any good ideas, like should they read something, should they watch something, how they can learn more about it?
Normally sellers don't have time. So big sellers, small sellers, because what we talk about, we talk about really learning the culture here, you know, learning the language, maybe learning the language, maybe learning the mindset would help a little bit, but you always need to go with a local company. That's what I would say. Well, local European company, local, and if they have other local products for the other countries, for UAE or for Saudi, but normally every country or every company, every agency has their special parts within the European Union or Northern Africa for Jumia, or the UAE for UAE and Saudi Amazon.
So I guess it's the right time to ask what you do and how you help Amazon sellers, because I'm sure you can help Amazon sellers and save some time for them to not learn the language and to not learn the culture. So can you tell us what do you do and what services do you offer for Amazon sellers?
We do the listing optimization in general. Like I explained already before, we go from photos. We do as well lifestyle photos. So if there's any new photo shootings to do, we do the product photo shootings with the models, with everything what is needed for that specific. We don't do the Photoshop and arrange it afterwards. Or yes, we do it as well, but I mean, like, we really do it with the model, with the real photo shoot. Then we have the listing translation, which is only done by localized, by translators, native translators, and they work with us all the time. We don't hire them on demand. We have a team of 20 associates which help us always to optimize, to translate, and to do everything what needed to be done in order to make the listing perfectly. And every single one of these, they have specialities. Some, for example, if it's a bulky client which has a lot of items, you need to diversify, you need to check what is needed, how good this needs to be done, or can you do it a little bit faster? And there's other clients who have a few products, which are very high level products, which you have to put a lot more efforts in there. Then we have UK copywriters, we have US copywriters, we have Australian copywriters. So everyone knows what to do. And I think for me, the most important is that I don't have to train every single one every time, because they are trained every few months with us in order to be updated. Because if you hire outside, and this is as well the freelancer versus agency, if you hire outside, for example, for the European Union, you need 7 languages. You're going to hire 7 freelancers. Until you find them, you're going to drop dead, because it's not fun. It's too much work, you know. So then you need to adapt all the pictures, all the text. Are they good translators? Because even me, I don't speak 7 languages. So I don't know if Swedish is good. I don't know if the Polish is good, you know. So really have as well a proofreader who's doing the work behind you. And this is, I think it's super important to have all of this together. And for agencies versus freelancer, I would every time take the agencies, not because I have an agency. It's really because to save time and to save headache. Because like I said, you need to invest. This is a business like any business, you know. You cannot, and even this, I would even recommend, this is a full-time job. There is no way around. Amazon is a full-time job right now. So anyone who has a few products on there knows this exactly. If you want to make more, you have to invest.
Okay, good point. So thanks a lot again, Omar, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Lisette.
And for sharing all the information you did. So we wish good luck in your business.
Thank you so much.
I hope you found something useful in this video, and in case you want to reach out to Omar to get help with your listing optimization, check the link below to his company. And now I would like to suggest you to watch another video where we talk with Barkus Patti from Helium 10 about improving your ranking on Amazon.